20% off if you leave a fire emoji.
This is the smartest ring of 2025. With just a double tap, swipe, or long press, you can literally access any shortcut to
Any device,
including ChatGPT.
If this can't be called an AI ring, I don't know what can. And if you thought it stops there, you have no idea. It's time to get rid of that clunky old Apple Watch, because this ring does all that and more. With the Kumi Ring app, you can track your health, your sleep, your exercise, and you can track your progress as you go. You can also set silent reminders directly from the app. The ring itself is made out of zirconium on the inside and ceramic on the outside, meaning this thing is built to last and is beautiful at that. I don't even list off half of the features this ring can do. You can check it all at genfidget.com, and you can also take 20% off if you leave a fire emoji comment.
This is the smart.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and power that's due to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh, Shabbat, Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles at Great Millstone. Those who rule well, who I learned this truth from. Salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. Shalom to the rest of the elect. As we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. This is your brother Akaga Bar. I want to do this lesson. All right, pretty much a piggyback off of the sit down that we did out here in Kansas City yesterday, going into the Mark of the Beast is here, and essentially how they matter of fact RFK Jr. All right, they're going to be doing a push for everybody to get these wearables, okay, quote unquote wearables. All right, within the next few years. All right, this is the push that they're about to start heavily advertising, heavily advertising. All right, and ultimately, making it like this is the next new wave is to get these wearables. And now we know people have been wearing, Fitbits and smartwatches, but this ad, if you will, popped up on my TikTok feed, and it was a spirit, because I'm like, okay, man, yeah, this is definitely about to go full scale. As far as them, making it like this is the next cool wave, because as you seen in the little video, he kind of threw the smartwatch out. He threw the smartwatch away because it's everything is getting smaller and smaller to the point to where it's going from physical to completely digital. And that digital being put inside of you, man. All right, because we went into the lesson yesterday, and pretty much how the wearables, quote unquote, which they use that term loosely, it could also go into that electronic tattoo. Okay, an electronic tattoo, also pills that has some type of frequency. I forget exactly how they explained it, but you swallow the pill and it pretty much turns you into a fucking radio signal, man, an antenna. But, these wearables will be able to track, monitor your health, etc. And that's the main thing. That's one of the main things they're going to use to push these, man. Because I'm not going to lie, that is convenient, knowing your steps, your heart rate, your blood sugar levels, all just different metrics of your body is going to entice a lot of people alone, but we're coming into that time where these devils are about to start really, advertising this shit, man, this technology. Okay. And like I said, as you can see, it's getting smaller and smaller because, it went from, the smartwatches or whatnot to where now they got these rings out, and we already know they had a chip because people in Sweden and, you have the chip girl over here in America, people have it, but it's not necessarily being pushed. Okay. It's not necessarily being marketed and put into the mainstream that heavy. All right. Although they do have shows like Black Mirror, that pretty much went into it. It went into that exact thing, going into the chips. But, we're in them times, man, to where this thing is about to be made. They're about to go ahead and reveal it, for lack of better words. And they're not going to call it the Mark of the Beast. You're going to have different companies that have their different versions. Okay. You have Neuralink. You're going to have different, startup companies. Okay. It's not just going to be a fucking one shoe fits all type deal. But nonetheless, it's this technology, this transhumanist technology that's going to go inside of you, man. All right. And they're going to sell it under the guise of health, under the guise of safety, enhanced security. They're going to tie the whole border crisis into it. All right. They're going to tie the, being able to know who is in the country and who doesn't belong here. Your finances, everything is going to be tied to it, man. Let me play this back.
This is the smartest ring of 2025. With just a double tap, swipe, or long press, you can literally access any shortcuts
on any device,
including ChatGPT.
If this can't be called an AI ring, I don't know what can. And if you thought it stops there, you have no idea. It's time to get rid of that clunky old Apple Watch, because this ring does all.
See, it's time to get rid of that clunky old Apple Watch, man. You know, they, like I said, out with the old, in with the new. These wearables is designed to get more and more efficient and ultimately smaller, to the point to where, you know, when you, and they've already showed you that people can play, you know, the brother went into it, you know, people playing Call of Duty because they had the chip in their head, man. You know, been able to play Call of Duty, been able to, and we went into it the other day, you know, people been able to access other people's memory, pretty much download data is all it is, you know, from one person to another. You know, you may be skilled in, you know, a particular art, a martial art, you know, and you've been able to transfer that data to someone else. Okay, being able to access others' memories, you know, and we went into that, man. Quote unquote superpowers. All right, is also going to be another selling point, because you will have abilities, you know, enhanced abilities, man. Okay, and really, like I said, that's Esau on the left hand side, trying to imitate what, you know, the elect Israelites are going to receive naturally via an upgrade, via an upgraded body. So it makes sense that he's going to entice people. You know, well, you'll be able to do this and do that. And, you know, it's going to cure a lot of, you know, ailments as well. OK, this type of technology, man, because like I said, yeah, this particular ad is, you know, dealing with the ring, but you have to be able to look at the broader picture. OK, like I said, you know, a lot of the technology that they have underground is decades ahead of what they present to the people, man. All right. And we're in the perfect storm, you know, with the times we're in, dealing with a collapse, dealing with war, dealing with the cost of living, you know, to where once they gone ahead and officially pull the plug, you know, make no mistake, man, you know, the new society is going to be one to where they want you operating, all right, with this technology in you. OK, and I always make reference to cyberpunk, because if they had, you know, enough time on their hands, that's what it would lead to. OK, that's how society would look, you know, even like, you know, like Ready Player One and shit, man. All right.
All that and more. With the Kumi Ring app, you can track your health, your sleep, your exercise, and you can track your progress as you go. You can also set silent reminders directly from the app. The ring itself is made out of zirconium on the inside and ceramic on the outside, meaning this thing is built.
You see, and it's like, shit, man, I ain't gonna lie, I would get one of these, man, because, you know, this is not the mark. But the reason why the mark is so detrimental, because once you put that inside of you, you can't take it out, man. And once you put it inside of you, it's like with a ring and a watch, you can take it off. You can leave it somewhere, you know, the battery dies, whatever. But with that chip inside of you, it's ultimately going to be powered by you. And not only that, you can't take that shit out, man. Once it's inside of you, that's pretty much it. They got you locked in. Okay, ain't no going off grid, ain't no none of that, man. Once they got you locked in, you locked in. Okay, and you know, that's where it gets to the totalitarianism. You know, you trying to go into your bank and access your money, but you said something against Trump, or, you know, who, you know, which I believe, you know, Lord's will, he's the guy that brings this into fruition. But you say something against the authority at that time, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. Now you can't access your banking, man. Now you can't go travel. You can't hop on a flight, because when you scan your you know, you scan in with your biometrics. All right. When you scan in to go do that things, it's going to be like, nah, it's going to be restricted. You can't go, can't travel, can't move, can't do it. OK, so, you know, this is where we're at, man. All right. This thing is in full effect, man. It says and I pulled the article up, and you see they got the ring on there. But it says RFK Jr. wants everyone to use wearables. What are the benefits and risks? And, you know, this is, like I said, we've been had smartwatches, man. And when they say wearables, you got to read between the lines, because when we went into it, they were going into electronic tattoos as well. And those pills that you swallow and things going inside of you and underneath the skin. OK, it says wearables come in the form of watches, bands, rings, patches, and clothes that can be used for a variety of reasons, including monitoring glucose, measuring activity levels, track heart health, and observe sleeping patterns. And yeah, that's how the devil will sell it to you. Matter of fact, let me grab this. Because he'll sell it, you know, he'll make it sound, you know, like it's for your good. Like, it's, you know, there's nothing that could go wrong with it. All right. But in reality, This is Psalms 12:2. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with the double heart do they speak. All right, because really, they, like I said, I would even use some of this particular, these wearables, man. It would have smart watches and shit. I would even get the ring, because it's just convenient and it makes things simple. But you got to know it gets to a point to where once this devil tries to mandate, all right, that chip that goes underneath the skin, the Neuralink technology with Elon Musk, because that's where that separation takes place, man. You can't take that shit out. Okay. And once that happens, man, that's when you got to learn to draw the line and really just be ready to be a pilgrim, man. Okay. But they speak with flattering lips. They make it very enticing, but they speak with a double heart, meaning a double mind. Okay. They have a hidden agenda behind this shit, man. And that goes into the totalitarian society that they're setting up, this one world government, man. And like I said, if you don't believe it, hey, just pay attention to the direction things are going. Okay, even with the digital monies, man, everything is going digital. Everything is going digital, man. Okay, everything is going digital. Okay, and that's the new direction. All right, digital money, AI. Okay, that's what it is. All right. Okay. But that was pretty much the point. I just briefly wanted to touch on this because I seen that ad pop up, and the fact of the matter is that these devils are about to start pushing, okay, these wearables, which really is going to lead to the C-hip. Okay, they're going to begin to make this thing mainstream, all right, and very enticing to a lot of people, man, which a lot of people are ultimately already enticed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, especially, when you got video games, you've been able to play video games, with a chip in your head and getting a very immersive experience, because that's what AI or so like AR and VR headsets, pretty much led to. But what's the next step for AR and VR headsets, man, is, that chip in your head and you actually feeling as though you're immersed in the game, man, taking you to the next level. And if they release that shit, GTA 6 and you can do that, the niggas is going to flock, man. But, that's pretty much the point. I'm going to go ahead and give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Kakadash, DTA Wabba Ball, Shalom.